Okay, so guys, we've gone through, again, another Frankenstein version with this piece right here, where we evolved this to this, right? Looking forward towards your next project is going to involve a small building with a canopy structure. You all get gasoline in your cars? So when you pull in to get gas, you pull in under this big canopy thing, right? And that canopy, if it's raining, keeps the water off of you, right? Sometimes if you're lucky, you get a little shade when it's hot. So the project that's coming up for your triangulation and polygons is going to have a canopy. And so as part of this sort of initial process where we're now working in a scale and the dimensions with human figures and stuff, but we're still not working with any kind of specific uses, I want to create a canopy element, right, that attaches to this. And I'm going to give you some specific sort of sizes for it. If you recall, when we did this thing, we ended up with a profile shape that we then folded and creased to create the roof, right? And so you can think of the next part of this evolution is sort of the same way, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a canopy or another triangulated roof form that's going to come off of one of the sides of the new piece that I've just done, okay? And I want to make that thing so that it's pretty big. So at 1/8 inch to a foot, let me take a look, I want to make it to where it is about 90 feet long, okay? So approximately 90 feet long. So I'm going to draw a line here, and I'm going to come over here to 90 feet. And I'm just going to kind of draw a rectangle there at 90 feet. And then the rectangle that we're going to start with, we want it to be about this wide. So I'm guessing that if we use the 45-foot dimension that we had previously used, or not the 45, the 28-foot dimension. Now, you know what? Let's go 40. So 90 by 40. Okay? So there's my rectangle, right? Now, this rectangle pretty much at every corner has a 90-degree angle, right? Yes? No? So we don't want that. Remember, we're done with the first two projects that were all 90-degree corners. Now we want to do something that's more emphatic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and I'm going to cut again an angle off of one side. Okay? And then I'm going to cut another angle off of another edge. All right? And I'm going to cut an angle off of the third edge. And that makes it to where I don't have any 90-degree corners. Okay? So this becomes the canopy structure that I'm going to attach to the side of this object. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. So before I move on, and while the camera is going, so we said 90 foot this direction, right? And 40 feet in this direction. Right? And so then we took off about 6 feet here and 6 feet here and about 6 feet here, and we ended up with this sort of polygonal shape. All right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. Okay, and so here's one structure, here's this, and so this thing's going to kind of attach to it somewhere below the roof line, not at the roof line. So we're not trying to make it to where it's coplanar. We're trying to make it to where this as an object is expressed separately from this one. right? So we want one end of this to be at around 10 feet up off the ground, okay? So if we want to, we can cut just a little, we can cut like 2 pieces that will keep this 2 feet off the ground. So let's do that so that it stays as we need it to. So I'm going to go 10 feet off the ground. An eighth of an inch to a foot. Where is it? 10. I think I'm going to do it over here so I don't lose those dimensions. And actually, I want it to angle, so I'm going to go 10 and 12, or 10 and 14. Okay? So 10 and 14. That's going to sit under this edge right here. So we made this little sort of trapezoidal shape that is 10 feet at one end, 14 feet at the other, and I'm guessing it's somewhere around 20 feet long. Let me check it. 28 feet long. So that is going to get my roof form, right, to kind of butt up against this. So I'm going to go ahead and tape that up. So there's this canopy piece. Slide all this stuff over. And what I want with this canopy piece is I want it to go, I want it to sort of angle up, right, so that the low point is by the building, right? And what I'm going to want to do with this polygon is I'm going to want to crease it so that one portion of it sort of rises. So if you remember with this one, our creases went across the object, right? With this one, I want the creases to go more lengthwise. And I want you guys to limit yourself to about 3 creases, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crease it so that a portion of this comes up and then it goes back down. So the portion that's going to come up, I'm going to do on the back side here. You guys are all going to be required to create an object like this right now. So this canopy is sitting like that. So this part kind of creases up like that, and then it's obviously way too high, right? So I need to now crease it back down. So on this side, back down. Okay? So what's left to do with this now is going to be to create a triangular wall at this end that will support that end of the canopy. Okay? And that's going to be one of your homework tasks, is going to be to create that triangular wall down there. Okay? Any questions?
The triangular wall is supposed to support the canopy?
The triangular wall, right now, if you observe, if I let go of the canopy, it falls, right? But if there was a triangulated wall at this end that would go down to the ground, the canopy wouldn't fall, right? So, the one thing that is a problem that I want you guys to be aware of is that this is a straight line. And so you may have to make some adjustments to that straight line in order to create an interesting end of the canopy. So let's just hypothetically say that I trim off a piece of that. So now it's not a straight line any longer, right? So now, in order to get it to stop moving, I'm going to actually tape this thing to here. It's no longer moving now. So that'll stay up like that. And so my goal now is going to be to start to create pieces at this end, right, that will support the canopy structure so that it doesn't fall down. Using the same technique that we used on the ends of this. Okay? So I can make a polygon and a triangle and a triangle and another polygon if I want. Okay? Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go back to your desks and get started on this. Alright, if you do not finish this part, that's going to be part of your homework. Alright? So you guys have the general idea of how big the canopy is, that you have to do 3 longitudinal long folds on it. Okay? That you want it to go up from the lower part, which is attached to the building. Okay? And I guess in order to continue with quantifying things, I should say about how far up it should go. So let's do that, okay? So at its highest point, it shouldn't be any higher than, say, not see anymore. No higher than 28